Now at 5, the Missouri State Highway Patrol is called in to investigate after an officer-involved shooting turns fatal in Jasper County.
Holiday travel could set new records this Thanksgiving. I'm Natalie Brand with what to expect and how travelers are planning around the rush.
And a Pitt State student organization holds a shoe drive for kids in need.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Jasper County investigate a fatal officer-involved shooting. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. Sheriff Randy Kaiser says the Missouri State Highway Patrol is now investigating as an outside agency. It started Sunday evening with Jasper County deputies responding to a disturbance in progress at a residence on West Fountain Road in rural Joplin. When officers arrived, a man identified as Michael Antweiler stepped out of the house with a shotgun and fired at a deputy. The deputy returned fire, striking Antweiler. Antweiler was taken to the hospital where he later died. No one else was injured. Per standard protocol, the deputy involved is now on administrative leave during the investigation, and we'll hear from Sheriff Kaiser tonight on KOAM News at 6. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, it's been a chilly day so far. We had a cold front come in this morning and a mostly cloudy day up until early this afternoon. You can see Joplin and Pittsburgh both in the mid to lower 40s, but clear skies. So it's looking pretty good for the rest of the afternoon. Now we hit our high just after midnight tonight at 61 degrees, and then our low was actually just before noon today at about 42 degrees. Now we've been bouncing around the mid to lower 40s for most of the day. We didn't warm up much today, and we're not going to continue to warm up at all. We actually go down into the mid 20s for our low. You can see the drastic change where we reached the low 70s yesterday. Cold front came in the overnight hours, and then we just dropped down and stayed below the mid 40s across the entire day. Now with those cooler temperatures ahead, we actually have another cold front coming in later this week. I'll have those details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. We've enjoyed some mild days this fall, but don't be fooled. Winter is just around the corner, and with it, falling temperatures. And these cold conditions not only affect us, but also our vehicles. And the question now, do you have the essentials in your car if you get stranded? And we spoke to experts who shared crucial advice on how to stay safe and prepared in case you need roadside assistance.
It really starts with, performing those regular maintenance items, making sure you're keeping up with your oil changes, getting your tires rotated. But tires are important during the winter. You want to make sure you have enough tread depth in your tires. And an easy way to check that at home is you could take a quarter, turn it upside down, put it in your tread. If you can see the top of Washington's head sticking out, then you know that it's likely time to start looking for some new tires.
Chabaria says colder temperatures also can cause your battery power to drop 35%. He recommends keeping jumper cables in your vehicle at all times. Well, traffic is building on the roads and at our nation's airports as the Thanksgiving travel rush gets underway. AAA estimates it will be the busiest ever, with nearly 80 million people leaving home for the holiday. CBS's Natalie Brand takes a look at how it's going.
Don't get in the wrong line.
Thanksgiving air travel is expected to soar to new records this year.
We definitely felt the traffic.
The rush started Friday when the TSA says it saw a 25% spike in traffic at checkpoints. The number of scheduled flights will peak Tuesday with more than 50,000, but airlines expect to screen the most people Wednesday and Sunday. Sunday could set an all-time record with more than 3 million people. Hannah Tinley flew home Monday to avoid the peak rush.
That was fantastic. Flight was like hardly anyone on it. It was awesome.
It wasn't smooth sailing for everyone.
We found out our flights already delayed.
Equipment issues led to temporary flight delays at Washington, D.C. area airports. At Boston's airport, the wings of 2 airplanes collided on the tarmac. In Charlotte, North Carolina, a strike by airport service workers could lead to more travel slowdowns.
We're the reason why passengers are able to get on a clean and safe plane every day.
Weather could be a factor for nearly 72 million people who are expected to drive to their destination this year. Roads are still slick in the Sierra Nevadas. Midweek, rain and snow could cause delays in the Rockies, the Great Lakes region, and the Northeast.
Now is the time to check your tire pressure, your oil, your battery, fill up the tank. Pack an emergency kit with bottles of water, snacks, blankets, flashlight. Last Thanksgiving, AAA rescued more than 500,000 people over Thanksgiving.
One bright spot for road warriors, the average gas price could dip below $3 a gallon this holiday week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Remember, the traffic jam outside of the airport can be the worst of your travel woes. So leave yourself extra time, and if parking at the airport, checks to see if you can reserve a spot in advance. The HHPR Club at Pitt State encourages the public to take a walk in someone else's shoes. And today the club hosted the Souls for Souls shoe drive. The club invited the public out to donate lightly used shoes for those in need. And if you missed the opportunity to donate today, not to worry, the drive runs for the entire month of November. 2 turkeys from the Midwest travel to Washington for a trip of a lifetime ahead of Thanksgiving Day. Peach and Blossom made the 16-hour trip to the White House today, where they received a special presidential pardon from the commander-in-chief. The birds were raised on a farm in Northfield, Minnesota, but named after the Delaware state flower. President Biden commented on his time in office as he carried out the final turkey pardon of his presidency.
In the last 4 years, I've had the honor to continue that tradition by pardoning peanut butter and jelly, chocolate and chip, Liberty and Bell, and today Peach and Blossom will join the free birds of the United States of America. Based on your temperament and commitment to being productive members of society, I hereby pardon Peach and Blossom.
Peach and Blossom will live out the rest of their lives at a farm in southern Minnesota to serve as educational ambassadors and inspire the next generation of agriculture students. Still ahead, another American tradition.
Before they hit your Thanksgiving table, this is where cranberries come from. I'm Bradley Blackburn in the New Jersey bog, harvested by one family for 7 generations.
But first, in Health Watch, Thanksgiving is just a few days away, and that means it's also the season for office potlucks and holiday gatherings. And often those potlucks come with their own set of pitfalls. We'll take a look. Well, topping today's Health Watch, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and that means office potlucks and holiday gatherings are back in full swing. And while potlucks can bring people together, sometimes they come with their own set of pitfalls. Amy Kawada shares what you might want to look out for before diving into that shared spread.
For many, potlucks are a staple of the holiday season.
Well, I love to eat, so I'm easy to please, so no, I've never been wary of potlucks.
But experts like Dr. Catherine Schlaffer with the University of Maryland Medical Center warn without taking proper precautions, they can quickly go from joyful to dangerous.
I love a good potluck. But I think aside from proper handling and proper prep, time and temperature management are kind of your 2 biggest pitfalls and things to be aware of.
And it's something Jamil Garrison treads very lightly on.
No, I usually don't go to potlucks. I don't trust everybody's cooking, so it's just my thing.
From foodborne illnesses to unexpected allergens, your holiday plate might carry more than just a side of green bean casserole.
Food shouldn't really be left out for more than 2 hours. That's when you're hitting that critical mass tipping point in terms of the ability for bacteria to proliferate and get us sick.
So to minimize any risk, the best advice to keep in mind is simple. Keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold.
Try to avoid what's referred to as the danger zone, anywhere between 40 degrees to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the CDC.
Another potential hazard, cross-contamination.
Dedicated utensils are going to be really important for serving.
And experts say if you're eating those holiday favorites the next day, make sure you reheat all leftovers to 165 degrees and use a food thermometer to make sure. Amy Kawada, CBS News, Baltimore.
Well, the USDA recommends using cooked leftovers within 3 to 4 days. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, we'll have tips for you to make this Thanksgiving holiday a little more affordable.
And we had a cold front this morning, but another one coming in later this week. I'll have those details coming up. Well, if you walked outside today, it was much cooler than yesterday, 20 to 30 degrees cooler, depending on the area you're in. Taking a look outside, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We started off with a cloudy day, but you can see it is mostly clear skies ending the day. So overall, it is going to be a pretty nice night, other than the really chilly temperatures. We really haven't seen temperatures this cold yet this season, but we are starting to get into that winter season. December is starting on Sunday, so we're getting closer. Now temperatures tonight dropping down to the upper 20s, about 28 degrees out in the Joplin area and surrounding cities as well, but it's going to be clear skies and calm winds, though we do still have a bit of a wind chill. Temperatures are going to feel like maybe they're in the lower 20s depending on where you're at. 23 degrees out in Joplin, 25 in Pittsburgh, 31 in Yates Center, so not so bad. But this is the temperature feels like kind of graphic. So as we move through Wednesday as well, temperatures are going to start to feel a little bit better, mid to upper 30s, but the actual temperatures range as we head into the week. So actual temperatures upper 20s, 28, 29 in Joplin, 27, 28 in Pittsburgh, 28 in most of the northern cities as well, 29 in Miami and Neosho and Anderson. Mostly everybody is lower than about 30 degrees tonight, but you can see winds are starting to shift out of the east and then on Tuesday out of the south. So temperatures start to creep back up into the mid to lower 50s for our highs tomorrow. And it's going to be mostly sunny skies, not so bad. Though as we head into the evening, clouds start to increase. So with overcast at nighttime, it typically traps our heat. So we stay a little bit warmer with temperatures reaching lower 40s, maybe upper 30s in some areas, but lower 40s across the region. And then our highs on Wednesday, we do have a cold front that's going to be moving in midday, so you can see right through there. So we're starting to see these temperatures reaching upper 40s, low 50s, pretty much the exact same system that we had today. We started off warmer, and then we continue to just be a little bit cooler throughout the day. So that's really what we're going to see. Low temperatures in the lower 40s, high temperatures in the upper 40s. And then we're going to continue to cool down as we head into Thanksgiving. The same exact setup with our temperatures reaching upper 20s yet again on Thursday. Now, after that, we're going to continue to bounce around in the mid 40s following this front on Thursday. So this is what we're looking at. Weather-wise, Wednesday, 10:30 in the morning, this is when we're going to start to see that wind shift line moving in. We don't really have high chances of rain. I got maybe 10-20% chance in some areas for an isolated shower or two, but really northwestern counties, you can see the darker green section creeping into our area, maybe isolated showers or two through the evening on Wednesday. But other than that, not seeing a lot in our area. It's going to be mostly sunny skies by Thursday morning. We're looking pretty good. We don't have much else going on after that. Temperatures are going to be pretty cool through the weekend, mid 40s through Saturday. Then we start to creep back up with another wind shift line coming in Saturday night, drop us down again on Sunday. But you can see by next week, we're back into near average to above average temperatures.
Well, yeah. 29 degrees, 23 degrees. Those are some chilly nights.
They are going to be definitely chilly. If we have any kind of moisture in the morning, definitely starting the morning off with a bit of a frost as well. But highs, you know, this week, mid 40s. It's going to be cold all around.
It's the holiday season.
Yes, it
Time
is.
to bundle up. All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, coming up, we take you to a farm where the cranberry crop is a family affair. We meet several generations of the Lee family working side by side to bring the harvest from their family to yours. Topping today's Consumer Watch, folks heading to the grocery store for Thanksgiving are seeing sky-high prices for eggs. Egg prices were up more than 30% in October from just a year ago. That's according to the Consumer Price Index. And now a spike in avian flu and the upcoming holiday season are combining to make the problem even worse. And rising prices could affect other egg-based items like mayonnaise and pasta. USDA warns high prices could stick around well into 2025. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, shoppers are looking for ways to save money. And according to the American Farm Bureau Federation, this year Thanksgiving meals will cost 5% less than last year. But Thanksgiving meals are still up about 20% compared to 5 years ago. Shoppers can save money by planning ahead and doing research on grocery store apps or on sites that have coupons. Also, shoppers can opt for store brand products that may be cheaper than name brand.
Whenever I don't have much money to spend and I'm going to get groceries, I always look for something that is cheaper but will work the same as what might have been more expensive.
Well, Harp's grocery store is one of the grocery stores offering holiday deals, and with purchases of $100, shoppers can get a free turkey. All they have to do is scan the barcode on their app. Don't forget, our Feed the Four States campaign is still going strong. Here's a live look from Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh, today's drop-off location. If you're in the area and want to donate tonight, you still have a little time. Ron's is collecting donations until 7 p.m. Every donation will go straight to the Wesley House to help our neighbors in need. Well, high temperatures and historic drought are impacting the cranberry crop this year and the farmers who grow an all-American fruit. The Thanksgiving staple is a way of life for one farming family that showed Bradley Blackburn what goes into the fall harvest.
For the Lee family of New Jersey, when cranberries are ready for harvest, everybody dives in. Family members, neighbors, even reporters donning waders and getting to work.
We use this edge board to push the berries gently towards a suction box.
Jennifer Lee's been at it since age 5.
Just the fact that we're all here together.
It connects you to your roots.
Absolutely. Literally.
The vines are kind of our children, for lack of better terms.
The family started growing vines in the 1860s when Patriarch Stephen Lee's great-great-grandfather bought the land.
We all feel like we have a connection to the land, and that makes it hard because you can't just walk away from it. It's home.
His grandson Andrew is part of the 7th generation.
Just think about the work that everybody else put in so you could be in the spot that you are now, and it gives me goosebumps.
The Lee Brothers farm is now part of the Ocean Spray Collective with some 700 growers. Cranberry production nationwide is expected to be up 2%, but fresh cranberries will cost you about 16% more. Farmers have faced plenty of challenges this year, from drought and wildfires to growing costs.
Our ingredient costs are up. Sweetener is expensive. Transportation is more expensive.
So it's pinched you.
It's pinched us.
Most of the year, the bog isn't flooded, but every fall they loosen the ripe fruit, then fill it up and let the cranberries help with the harvest.
When you pop it open, there are 4 air pocket chambers, so they float so we can harvest by water.
These berries are processed into craisins or juice, but the Lees like reminding people where it all begins.
I actually think they're sweeter from the bog.
They are refreshing, is what I like to call them.
They are refreshing.
A taste that may be on your holiday table thanks to a family tradition that runs deep. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Chatsworth, New Jersey.
Well, New Jersey is one of the 4 top cranberry producing states, along with Wisconsin, Massachusetts, and Oregon. And some Thanksgiving trivia. Cranberries are one of 3 fruits native to North America. Those include blueberries and Concord grapes. Final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we look at the popular drugs that more than 15 million Americans say they use for weight loss and what happened when one state covered the cost. And then on KOAM News at 6, a Wichita, Kansas man and his dog are working on recovering after their home is riddled with 18 bullets. Plus, as we settle into colder temps, we've got tips to help you prepare your vehicle for winter. And Coffeyville College football finishes in the top 15. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Speaking of those colder temperatures.
Yes, we actually have some this week. However, we're not seeing consistent cold temperatures. We're really only seeing just through the end of the week. But we've got a cold front coming in on Wednesday that's pretty similar to the one we saw today. So those temperatures are going to be relatively cool starting Wednesday afternoon into Thursday. lows in the 20s, upper 20s, mid 20s, and then highs kind of bounce around in the 40s all the way through early next week. So it's going to be a cold week and weekend.
So if you were fighting to see how long you could go without your heater, just give up.
This is gonna,
turn it on, please.
I'm gonna really test it this week, and we'll see.
There, you haven't used it?
Not yet.
Whew, too cold for me. All right, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6, and we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.